On-page optimization is all about getting the right words on the page in the right place. We've identified the right words during the keyword research phase, and now we need to put them in the right places. This is actually a fairly straightforward process, and it's just a matter of looking at the core elements of a page and factoring our words and our phrases in. What we're trying to do is help the search engines understand our content on our web pages. However, we don't want at this stage to do this at the expense of the user journey. And what I mean is that if we over-optimize our content, it will actually make our copy hard to read. You can drive all the traffic in the world, but if everybody leaves when they start trying to read your content, you've wasted your time. We should focus on getting things right for the user first, and then we'll adapt things as appropriate for the search engines.
Here we are in Google's Natural Language API tool, a tool for developers that help with the analysis of text and shows what Google can understand about the copy we write. Here's some text from a short press release. How does Google analyse the text, and to what extent can it understand the context and meaning of the copy? If we click on Analyse, we can quickly see that Google understands the different entities the words represent, such as organisations, people, and locations. If we then drill into syntax, we can also see that Google understands the connections between words as well as their form. Clearly, just sticking extra words into the copy is no longer a successful practice and can in fact get you punished in the search engine rankings for trying to manipulate things.
The page title is still one of the most important things on the page, and it's generally given the greatest weighting by the search engines. It's also actually what shows up in many search engines as the main title in the search engine results pages, or SERPs. A good page title factors in a range of phrases that a user may be searching for. Headings. The headings and subheadings throughout your pages help the search engines to understand the key themes of these pages. Again, these should factor in the most important words and phrases that a user might be searching for, and that you've identified during your keyword research stage. The spiders are actually reading the code of your pages rather than looking at the code as we do. The headings in your copy are represented as H tags. These are parts of the HTML code that go to build your pages, and you actually have up to 6 different tiers or heading tags. The H1 is your main heading, H2 subheadings, and so on. And that goes all the way through to H6. In reality, we most often don't get past using H1s and H2s, which is absolutely fine from an SEO perspective. It's important to understand, though, that you should only have one H1, but you can have multiple H2s. The logic behind having only one H1 is that you're clearly indicating the core theme of your page. The web page names. Your website's address and the actual names of the pages that you create will again act as an indicator for the search engines to what your content's about. Copy and the main copy on your pages should include your targeted key phrases and ideally in the first paragraph. However, you certainly don't need to keep repeating the words again and again. Link text. The actual words that we link on within our web pages helps the search engines to understand the relevance of the page we're linking to. It also helps set the context of the page we're linking from. The actual words that we're using to link are referred to as anchor text, and it's an important indicator for the search engines. File names. Although only a small factor, the names of the files that make up your pages have some impact on the search engine's understanding of your web pages. So you should name your images, video files, and so on appropriately to describe their content, and where possible to factor in your keywords and phrases. Alt text. Alt text is the text that describes an image and is put in place by a developer or a content management system. The alt text is there for accessibility reasons primarily, but also has an impact on SEO. And accessibility is all about making your website usable by people that need to use it in a different way for some reason. So for example, if I'm blind, in order to use the website, I use something called a screen reader. A screen reader is a piece of software that reads out web pages in a simulated voice. When this reader gets to an image, it doesn't understand that image, so it reads out the alt text instead. The search engines have a similar problem and don't understand the image either. For this reason, they then read alt text to better understand the image.